And welcome to our meeting today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm quite excited and honored to be able to welcome you to our meeting today, and quite excited to be here today. So if you're a guest who has been able to come to this meeting for the very first time, my name is Paul Mwatu, and I'm the Director of Sales for New Life East Africa. And I'm truly excited to be the person who is starting off the meeting today, and very exciting session, which we have today in emphasize to men, and we have a good panel that is going to speak to us today, and sharing the things that they are really true and virtual to men. So you're most welcome to our meeting. If you're a guest looking at this opportunity for the first time, I just want to take this time to welcome you to this meeting today. And if you're a man, you're in the right place. But if you're also a lady, you're in the right place as well, because for us to be able to reach all the men, we need ladies to be able to also be part of the communication. And we are quite happy to be able to have each and every one of you on this call. I know we have distributors who are on this call. You're most welcome, and thank you so much for coming to the meeting today. So we want to welcome you. It's a great session which is going to be presented to you by men today, and looking at the challenges and the issue that men go through. So those are some of the things that we are going to tackle and be able to help you as a man to understand how you can also be able to use this opportunity to be able to change your life and the life of the people that you love. Because it's a wonderful opportunity, as we'll be able to be told, and you'll be able to realize it's an opportunity for everybody. And it's time for men, especially during this challenging time of COVID-19, where people are losing employment and a lot of challenges that men are going through. We are going to show you how you can be able to partner with the company of Neolife and continue to achieve the things that you love, to continue to achieve your dreams, to continue to provide for your family, and most important, to continue to live a good life, which is healthy. So you're most welcome to our meeting today. Without much ado, I just want to go straight to our first speaker, who is going to tell us exactly what is happening in our meeting today. And that is none other than our wonderful gentleman and a true leader in this opportunity, Fred Gichuki. If you can hear me, please unmute yourself.
Yes, Paul, I can hear you. Thank you so much for introducing me. Sorry, I'll not be able to show my face because we are in darkness. We've lost power just from 7 o'clock this evening. Most parts of Nairobi don't have power. So, but I'll be able to communicate and just briefly share what we are going to have today in the call. First of all, I'm very excited to be here. I want to welcome everybody, both men and women, to this great meeting. At the end of this meeting, we are looking at making a positive difference in people's lives. There's the purpose of Neolife, and the mission of Neolife is to make the world a healthier and happier place. And through this meeting, I know any guest who is on the call or any distributor who is on the call, you will truly get some value out of it, and it will actually help you to make some decisions, either to take the business very seriously, take it to the next level, or to join our business and to become a distributor and join us in the mission to make the world a healthier and happier place. Now, I joined Neolife when I was a very young man. I was in my 20s when I joined Neolife. And by training, I'm a hotelier. I'm a hotel manager by training. But instead of becoming a manager, I found myself as a waiter, a cook, and that kind of thing. I was not earning much money in employment. And one day a stranger came and offered me this opportunity to do a business part-time that can actually change my life. And I grabbed it with both hands. I started doing the business, and my life changed. This gentleman who introduced me is called Hansi Kronye. Many people know him. And he found me working. And I was really disillusioned about the corporate world, because you find that in the corporate world, you get the papers and everything, but you realize what will finally give you a promotion, it's not exactly the work that you do, but who you know. Most of my colleagues had gotten very good jobs, but I had to start from scratch. And I always say sometimes God works in different ways. And if I had not been a receptionist, probably I would not be in this opportunity. And I thank God for that. So sometimes the misfortune might be something God is leading you to a better deal altogether. So I joined this business and I started doing the business. And at first, I got a lot of discouragement from people. People told me, you cannot do it, you cannot make it, Fred, you're not a marketer, all these things. I had tried marketing before, selling, it didn't work for me. I tried selling insurance, I only succeeded to sell to myself, and I quit, and I got a lot of insults from my manager. So selling was not for me. And one of the things that made me get involved with the Neolife is that I was told you don't have to sell. And I was told here, you just use the products, enjoy the products, then share what your experience has been with other people. And that is truly what I started doing. I started using Super10. I remember it was the first product I used, and it just did wonders in the house. It washed a certain chimney in our homestead, and it was sparkling new. My mom thought we had put a new chimney, and that excited me. So I started telling people about Super10. And suddenly I would get some sales. I started making some profit, and my business started growing. And in 7 months, I became a director, which meant that I was earning over 30,000 shillings a month. My salary at the time was 10,000. So 30 plus 10, that is 40K. That was a lot of money for me. And I was so excited by that kind of money. And I went on doing the business. In about 3 years, I became a world team member. I'm still doing it. I was still doing it part-time at the time. I was investing my weekends, holidays, evenings, that kind of thing. And when I became a world team member, my income jumped. I started earning a six-figure income from Neolife. And that to me was awesome because you can imagine coming from 10,000 to earning a six-figure income. It was a major, major leap. Then I started traveling the world. I remember our first trip was to South Africa, fully paid for by this company. I remember we went with Anyanyong and Kiraitu, who were also incidentally part of this team. And I enjoyed that association. I mean, a receptionist having breakfast with Anyanyong, supper with Kiraitu, going out for walks. I mean, I always say this, if you stay next to animals, most likely you might get some fleas if you're not careful. But if you stay next to people who have money, chances are you'll also make some money yourself. You will learn from them. Because somebody said that you earn an average of your closest friends. So I think if Neolife is getting me the company of such great people, then this is the place that I need to be. And at that point is when I decided to quit my employment and do this business on a full-time basis. I've been doing it full-time for more than 10 years. And I tell you guys, life has been good. I've been able to travel extensively. I've been to more than 20 destinations, courtesy of Neolife. I've been to America twice. I've been to UK, Mexico, Mauritius. The list is endless. But when I look at my life in Neolife, and today we are here talking about men, and I mean, how we can improve the life of men. And when you improve the life of men most of the time are the breadwinners in the families. And either way, whether they're breadwinners or they're sharing the responsibilities, an extra income in the family makes a whole lot of difference. One of the things that made me work so hard in my business is that I did not want to get married when I was still employed. Because I used to look at this situation whereby I'm working in the hotel and my kids come and find me working as a receptionist or a cook or a waiter or all these things. I didn't like that view. And I really worked hard so that I could get some freedom to be my own boss. And I'd learned a long time ago that if you want to be financially free, then you need to be calling the shots for your life. So I know many men out there want to be the boss. They want to be the leader of the family. They want to be the ones making decisions. And not many men like taking orders. That's one of the things about men. We don't like taking orders. We like giving them, but we don't like taking orders. And when you're your own boss, you have a chance, a real chance to do exactly that. But more importantly, I know we have guests on the call, we have distributors on the call. I look at what my upline did by introducing me to this business and the way my life transformed because of him just talking to me. And I shudder to think what would have happened if he did not talk to me. If he didn't talk to me and tell me there's an opportunity out there that you can come in and make money on a part-time basis. And I always say to myself, how many Fred Gichukis are out there waiting for us to talk to them? Some of them I know are on this call. They are looking in to see whether this is something that they can do. And my prayer for you, if you're here and you're a guest, is that you'll say yes, give yourself a chance for real excitement, for making money, for transforming your life, and also for getting a chance to transform other people's life. There's a gentleman, I think he's called Paul Getty, who said, or Zig Ziglar, one of the two. Zig Ziglar says that if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want automatically. I mean, if you help many people pay rent, your rent will be paid automatically. And it's in the big book. So my call for everybody on the call, for the guests, for the distributors, is let us soldier on in this mission to make the world a healthy and happier place. If you are there and you're looking at it, get in, get started, start using the products, enjoy the products of Neo Life, and I know you will benefit a lot. Now, today we are going to talk about one of my favorite products, which is called Supergrow. And I'll shortly be introducing the gentleman who is going to come and talk to us about it. And this product, I encountered it when I got into Neo Life. It made a big, big difference in my business. Supergrow is just a fantastic product coming from the central part of Kenya. I really got involved and I started using Supergrow. I sold quite a bit of it. It actually helped my business grow to a great, great extent. And today, if you are here and you're on this call, make sure that when the speaker comes on talking about Supergrow, take a pen and paper and take some notes, because this knowledge will actually make you rich. We all know that farming is the mainstay of our economies in East Africa. And Supergrow helps your crops to grow, helps your production to double, and it's an amazing product. And it's a product that we need to understand. Now, the gentleman who is going to come and talk to us right now is called Sam Kanakulia. Sam Kanakulia is a Ugandan. He's a president's team member in Neo Life. Sam Kanakulia is a very good friend of mine. Actually, I remember we went with him to the Golf and Country Club. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. I got a bit interrupted right there. I was just saying, Sam Kanakulia is a gentleman that I met when we went to the Windsor Golf and Country Club, and he's a very, very exciting gentleman. We've traveled with him. In fact, I met him more in the plane than on the ground. And he's a gentleman who has risen in the corporate world. He used to be a major banker. He still is a major banker. He sits on the boards of major banks in Uganda. When I met him, I remember going to Uganda and I found him as a CEO of, I think it was Mercantile Bank. And he gave me a lot of VIP treatment. And I said, wow, when I grow up, this is the kind of gentleman that I want to be. And he's a very well-established man. He's very successful career-wise. He's in the movers and the shakers. And recently I learned a very important detail about him. Apart from being all that, he's also an agronomist. In fact, he told me his first degree is in agronomy. And is the most fitting person to talk to us about Supergrow and what the benefits of Supergrow and what it can do for us. So without further ado, I just want to introduce Sam Kanakulia. I don't know whether Sam, you're on the call.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Sam, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me, Fred?
Okay. Welcome, Sam. Just take it away. Sorry, I still don't have power, so you'll just hear my voice. But Sam, karibu, go for it.
Thank you, asante sana. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Unfortunately, I can't see myself, but my name is Sam Kanakulya, and my life on Earth started about 6.5 decades ago, but my new life started about 24 years ago. So which means about a third of my life has been associated with the new life. And I must say, this has been a very exciting journey. I came to know about new life somewhere in a place called Umtata in South Africa. I just go to visit a friend. One would say by accident, but I think it was by God's blessing that I came to know about it. And since that time, it just struck my mind. It gave a solution to what I thought I've been looking for the life. Like man, I was faced with a lot of challenges, and indeed one of them was money. And as we are discussing today, we discuss every time, we are discussing about how to make ourselves better. And indeed, when I came to this opportunity, the opportunity came before me, I was really excited. Currently I have 10 grandchildren and with Miriam as my wife and a partner. We've gone a long way to look at what life should be. And we have also we tried our best to make sure we help our colleagues through this process. This new life every day makes me excited. I get happier and happier every day. Two things which a man needs is money and happiness. The rest can follow. If you have money, my daughter was telling me today, you can, when you are young, you are strong and vigilant, but you don't have money. When you are old, you have the money, but you don't have the energy to enjoy it. So this time, new life can make it reverse. You can be getting old, but still energetic. You have the money and you still enjoy it. So whichever way, new life seemed to be a solution to what appears to be a man's problem. But I would still advise men, when you make money, make sure you enjoy it, but make sure you keep it properly, invest it properly, and it grows. The beauty about new life, the more you get the money, you don't need to be looking for the cash flows because the cash flows will follow. You just invest in two areas. Even as soon as you join new life, you should start investing, because as much as you get your money, the other one grows through investments. Next time we have a long time, we shall discuss how to invest your money to become a millionaire from when you are 55 years old. I mean millionaires in dollars, that is the $1 million at least net worth. This should be possible for everybody, especially when you are still around 30 years, even below 30, 40. By the time you are 55, that is possible for everybody to be. Tonight, we have a chance to talk. I'm going to talk about a very important product, which is part of our product range. And I must say the excitement about this product and to get to the far it is all over the world actually originated from East Africa. It was brought as a product for looking after flowers and things like that. Little did they know it's going to make a very, very big difference to the lives of people. So today we are going to discover how you can make money out of super grow, and also how you can grow rich and how make other people also rich through super grow. Now, this super grow is normally referred as a wonder drop. It's a drop because of it comes in water, and it's a drop because wherever it goes, it brings bigger results more than a drop. I don't know who yet a name. Many names have come up trying to emulate super grow fast, whatever it is, but it all comes up trying to relate it to super grow. Now, when we talk about farming, we have to look at the challenges which farmers face. And unless we solve them, if I had the chance to ask you, everybody would come up, but I'll just give you a few which we asked and got. One of the major challenges we have is the depletion of soil nutrients and degradation of soil structure. Here, we mean the nutrients. If you go somewhere, maybe in in Meru, in Kisi, in Masaka, in Karagwe, whatever the place in East Africa, you look at the farmers in the villages, you realize that they have been using a whole majority of our people. And they have been working on the soils for the last 100 years, the ones which can come to your memory. But many of them don't put nutrients back. And these soils are getting old. And another big challenge we have is the degradation of the structure of the soil. In fact, here to explain it better, degradation is the breakdown. These people are working on about 1 foot or 12 inches or about 30 centimeters of the top of the soil. And these people are using a hoe to dig. When it gets old, it even becomes less than 9 inches, it's smaller. You are working on this, so you break it down. There is a professor of soil science in Makerere University who gave me a very, very nice summary of supergrow. He said that it has come to the sub-Saharan Africa to solve some of the 2 biggest challenges. He focused on 2. One of them is minimum tillage. Minimum tillage means that you don't need to be digging the soil so often, but maintain its structure and you continue producing. I didn't know about that, but I was amused. I said, how does do it is that you don't need to be crushing the soil all the time. When you use supergrow, the roots do penetrate and keep the soil structure perfect. A second one, another problem are the expensive agricultural inputs. Farmers are facing these challenges, and what you have to do is to use them. You have to use to be economical, but much of the agricultural products are wasted. You spray and they fly off. They have so many problems. The more quantities used, the more expensive and the more side effects you have. And of course, you get less profits. There is another challenge, management of chemicals in control of weeds, pests, and diseases. Our people find it a big problem. Many chemicals are not properly mixed, are not properly used, and at the end of the day, you have problems in control of weeds and pests and diseases. There is another big challenge, unpredictable seasons. This is a big challenge to the farmers, followed by dry spells and pressure on water resources. The story of pressure on water resources is very clear in our minds. Now, if you take the example of Ethiopia and Egypt, this is all about water. We are getting less water. People upstream want to use it for irrigation. People downstream say you can't. And these are real. If you take this scale to your village, it's real. People rushing downstream, pressure on water resources becoming a big, big problem. There is also poor yields of crops. It's going down simply as you farm, the poor yields go. And then there's also lack of education by farmers. These are challenges which are faced by farmers. So there we are, and we have to find a solution. And guess what? Neolife brought up a product called Supergrow. But what is Supergrow? When we go and market it, this time I wanted to share with you what we understand by Supergrow. Supergrow is a mold purpose agricultural adjuvant to help, this time not to increase, but it is designed to maximize crop treatment performance, specifically formulated to work with modern crop treatments and application of equipment. Whenever you are selling Supergrow, you must mention it is maximizing crop treatment performance. What it means that you are not just improving, but the product maximizes. And farmers are looking for this word. This word is very critical. And what is an adjuvant? An adjuvant is it's used also in the medical field. It's a product they can use in cancer treatment and the development in the use in and vaccines. It is not an active ingredient in the treatment of cancers or vaccines, but it helps them to perform better. Going back to agriculture, it is the same thing, an adjuvant. It comes from the word, actually, adjuvare, it's a Latin word called adjuvare, is to help, and it is used in agriculture specifically when you put there, it enhances the performance. And it's also formulated, this particular product we have for ourselves, it is designed to be used in all crop treatments. It is proven, this product is proven to do the following: maximize the soil penetration and availability of water. Now, this is very important. I go back to what I mentioned earlier, soil penetration and availability of water. Here we talk about, in Uganda, actually, we nicknamed it a common man's tractor. A common man's tractor means that it will be able to make the soil penetration will be deeper by the roots. You don't need a tractor to turn the soil around. And it makes also water available at lower levels. And it means if the roots go deeper, these particular crops will have water most of the time. It maximizes herbicide, pesticide, and fungicide performance. Wonderful results. If you put it two together, without it and with, you'll get better results. It maximizes yield. There's evidence of performance of more than 167% of increased production of these particular products. And we shall look at some later. Now, number one, it works as a wetting agent, which I talked about. It makes water wetter. Now, this, when it optimizes water penetration deeper into the soil, and also reduces the runoffs and evaporation, reduces the water plant shock roller coaster. Many of you, those who have been distributors, are very much aware about the glycemic roller coaster. The sugar levels moving up and down, and you develop diabetes. Now, what happens with the plants? If you don't, today it rains. After 2-3 hours, the following day it's shining very, very, very dry. The little water evaporates the following day. Now, you are giving a plant a shock of water today and dry water. If you apply Supergrow, what will happen? It will smoothen out the water availability, and you avoid that shock to the plant. And every shock on the plant will translate in a yield reduction. And therefore, for us, as we are saying, it makes this water alone is something very, very important, which we must maintain uniformly for the plant to perform well. If you have it in a shock, the yield will definitely go down, especially when the plant is germinating and very susceptible. That's why we have things like priming. You give this particular Supergrow, put it in a seed, but be careful. If you are going to prime it, make sure the length of the period is normally related to the skin of the seed. If it's groundnuts, it should be less than 6 hours. For maize, you can have about 12 to 16 hours. If you have got a pumpkin seed, you can have it for 24 hours because it is thick. You have it sometimes to crack it on the side. So make sure when you prime it, but without even super grow, with water, the yield can increase by 17% if you give water. It has many advantages in that you've got the plant getting water, it reduces the time of germination to fewer days because it's already have some water into it. Now, how does it do it? It does the water by reducing, while we have it available to the plant, it reduces water tension, surface tension of water. This is basically physics. At 30% water content in the soil, the plant stops to get water by osmosis from the soil particles. When you add supergrow, guess what? Even at about 9% water content in the soil, it will still be able, the plant will be able to extract even the little water in the soil. That's why you see supergrow, a plant with supergrow, when it is dry, you look at the soil, it looks dry, the plant is growing. That is because even the little water, it uses it at almost 9%. That is almost dry, but the plant is still getting super water from the soil. Now, specifically formulated for farmers to get the maximum value of every drop of water from the soil. So it's also an emulsifier. This is very, very important. There is a saying, water does not mix with oil. This mixes oil with water. Now, emulsification is a process which is very interesting and very important, that most of the products can be oil-based somehow and mixed. You cannot get them properly used. If you mix it in supergrow, in fact, we have a factory making cooking oil, and that the disposal was very difficult. We tried supergrow, mixed it, and guess what? Emulsified the oil, and the water out of that, you can use it to grow cabbages. You can't imagine using water mixed with oil growing cabbages. Fantastic product. As a spreader, it also spreads and a sticker. This is how it works, is that a drop of water meets the surface at a very small surface. When you put a spreader, instead of putting like a drop, it spreads out. It has two advantages: keep the plant cool, and also a surface of contact for whatever product you have got, either insecticide or herbicide, whichever has touched a bigger surface. And therefore, and it does it by simply neutralizing the polarity, so that when they are charged together, when you put the water drop is charged and the plant is charged, the drop falls off. If you do have that, then if you have supergrow, it just comes. Penetrant enables the applied fertilizer and other applicants. It helps the fertilizer and other application be more effective. Improves protection for crop for longer. It's very economical. You sell it in one meal mixes 1 liter. What it means, that's our standard mixture. It's like, if you are going to, you have to mention it to the farmers, that it's like a cup of tea. If you mix 4 spoons of tea, if you mix 4 spoons of sugar in tea, you can't take it. But you can take 4 cups of tea with 1 spoon. You enjoy it. Now, this mixture of 1 ml to 1 liter is very important. But where you should never be worried is that even if you put a little bit of extra of supergrow mixed in the right proportions, has no effect. You can waste it a little bit, but it's not a problem. It will just work properly. You just don't need to waste it. So it's economical, and the mixture is standard, just 1 ml to 1 liter, 5 liters to 5,000 liters of water, and it gets used. Also very beautiful, it's a multi-purpose. It can be used for all crops. perennials and annuals. So here, proven performance, if you get, there's been a research by the Nairobi University. They did a very beautiful, wonderful research, which has become a very good basis to really supported this company very well when we are selling this product. Now, what is very important is that to know that this product is not a fungicide, it's not a herbicide, it's not a pesticide, it's not, it just helps them to perform better. And if you look at the, if you look at French beans and you will see the performance where it is mixed, you realize it performs best in increasing profits. You get better yields. And in roses, you get a better product. So at the end of the day, it maximizes yield and profits. In summary, it's versatile, economical, safe to use, and it's multi-purpose and proven performance. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking at selling to farmers, make sure you emphasize this here. Don't get off. Don't try to use it for any other. It should not be used for anything else other than crops. If you want to try it on another crop, which people have not been using, and it should be used for that. And there is a lot of room for it to be used and be applied for better yields. Fred, I don't know. Fred, can you hear me?
Yes, Sam, we can hear you.
Okay. So my concluding is to say that, ladies and gentlemen, you can use this to make money. We have made money as a family for the last 24 years. We are living our life we wanted. Up to now, we're energetic and getting the best. I wish you the best, and please sell it properly and make enough money as much as you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sam, for that explanation and more like a teaching about Supergrow. I just want to say that I've been able to listen a lot of other Supergrow explanation, and the explanation has been able to come out in a very simple way, whereby everybody who's on this call can be able to position the product in the market. You have been able to tell us the advantages of using it and the things that we can expect from the product. So it's up to us, the people on the call today, the men and women on the call today. I believe that you have been able to get some better understanding about the product. I just ask us to be able to use it. The rain season is here in most part of our countries, and we believe that if you use the product the way Sam has been able to point it to us, we'll be able to get more crop yields, and your crops will be resistant to some of these diseases and things that are affecting them, and you'll be able to get a good harvest. And that is what everybody wants to get. And every man who is on this call today, I just want to challenge you that farming is for everybody, regardless where you're in the town setup. You can do it everywhere. Let's look at it in large scale aspect, and we'll be able to make money. And the things that Sam is talking about in terms of getting money and travel, they'll be able to come to you. So that product, you can only get it exclusively from Neolife. So if you're not a distributor, you can get it from the person who invited you as a guest, but you can also be able to join this opportunity and be one of the distributors of the product that we have spoken about. Just ask the person who invited you how you can be able to do it so that you can be able to get all the benefits. So without much ado, I want to welcome our last speaker who is going to close the meeting for us. And this is a gentleman who came to this opportunity as at a young age, and he has been able to do it full time now. And he's going to share with us his story and how it has been able to be, you know, of help and impact to his life and that of his family. And it's a WOW team member from Kenya. I would like to welcome David Mokila, if you can hear me.
Yes, Paul, I can hear you.
Thank you, David. Go ahead.
So thank you very much, Paul, for the invitation. Thank you, Sam, for that powerful presentation on Supangro. It is exciting to share that today I was able to sell a 5-liter jerrycan as I came from Meru. So it is so real to me when you are teaching. So thank you very much. My name is David Bundi Mokila. I'm married to Beth Bundi, who we are working together in the business. I joined this opportunity 12 years ago. And before I joined the opportunity, I used to work. I was working with the Defense, Kenya Army, and I was located in Nairobi, Kahawa Barracks. And that is where this opportunity met me. It met me when I just finished my college. I got employed in 2007. That's when I got first posted in the barracks. Then the next year, that is meaning after working for 1 year, it was on August 23rd, 08. That is now when I got this opportunity. So I was very fresh from college. And the life was so exciting. I thought with the salary from the army, I was very okay. But I discovered that when I started working, things started changing. I discovered that the responsibilities started being more, and now I needed more money. But that time I was not married, so I joined the business even before I got married. So some 2 people came and shared with us about the opportunity. I just used to live in opposite barracks, a place called Kawendani. Those people in Nairobi, they know the place. And I used to live with my 2 cousins. After the post-election violence, they came and I accommodated them in my house. So one day, some 2 people came and shared with us about the opportunity. And seriously, I was not interested because I thought I was okay working with the army with the salary. But then one of the guys that we used to live with got interested and he joined the company. So he joined the company, and I remember him joining the company and started working the system. So I saw his first check of 6,000, the second check of 25,000. So when I saw this check, that is what interested me so much, because I discovered now the salary plus this check is almost the same. You know, people are employed. So I got more curious, and I remember him inviting me in town. And because he earned the money, I went very fast. He told me, I want to promote you with 2 beers as we watch an Arsenal game. By the way, I'm a fan of that team even today. So I went very fast, only to find myself in a meeting. And the people I met there that day, on 23rd of August, the room was full with excited people. So what made me to join that day is that I saw the excitement of people in the room. I remember I heard the testimonies of young people giving out what they had achieved in the business, the cars they were driving, the life they wanted to live. And let me tell you, I was so much inspired. So I decided to myself, and I told myself, I'm also going to join the business. I also remember I saw a Sonja. A Sonja was also in the business, and I saw a check of 598,000. Remember, this is 12 years ago. My friends, I didn't even think twice. I joined the business and I started working the system. So I was convinced that the business would work for me. Remember, I was very young, newly employed, and not worked for so long. So I didn't have any experience. But I remember I met leaders who are ready to teach me. I met leaders. I met some guys who are ready to hold my hands. And they started training me. I remember my upline director, Mr. Patrick Mugambi. He told me that I'm going to support you. I want you to follow my steps. Everything that I do it and you succeed. So I got this guy to mentor me into the business. And let me tell you, I started working step by step. I started attending trainings. One of the things that was funny with me is that I used to be a very fearful person. You know, if you're working with the military, interacting with the people, and especially when you are told that the business is sharing the opportunity with the people, it is not so much exciting. So I remember one of the things that I found so hard was sharing the opportunity with the people. But then I met some people who are ready to train me. They were training me how to do the business. And in the process, I even didn't know how it went, but I just found myself doing what they do. So one of the things that helped me is training. In the military, we say you train and so that you can be able to fight easy. And I remember reading one book called The Compound Effect. Is the book I'm holding now, The Compound Effect by Darren Andy. And he says the compound effect is about consistency. If you do something good a good number of times, you're able to beat even the expert in that field. So I was not so much good in talking to people. I was not so much good in so many things. But let me tell you, because of the consistency, because of attending the trainings, the people I associated with, things started changing for me. I started finding myself growing my business. I started developing a team because today I'm happy that I'm talking to men. You see, it is so exciting when you start forming a business at that early age. Remember, I'm working, but during my free time, I discovered that I had a lot of time. But initially, I didn't see it. But I discovered that I had a lot of time. I could come out of job instead of going to where other people are going, because other people are going to take beer, to watch football, to waste time. Let me tell you, I started investing my time. I started investing in myself. I remember one guy called Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is one of the guys that motivates me. He says that you need to work harder on your job, on yourself more than you work on your job. So when I discovered this secret, I told myself that I'm going to succeed in this thing. So I worked the system. 3 months, I was able to become a senior manager. I was making over 10K Kenya shillings. 6 months, I became a director. I was making over 40,000. Remember, this is party time. So when I started making this money, it became so exciting. Life was now exciting because I could be taken to these 5-star hotels, Intercontinental and whatever. I started interacting with the rich. I remember one time when I became a Wondi team member, I was taken to Windsor Golf and the Country Club. And that is where I met some Ugandans. I met some Tanzanians. Then I discovered that I needed to do this business crazy. I remember one time, one of the mentors who has really mentored me in this business, the person I really admire, the kind of person I would want to become, this guy is called Andrew Bugembe. Andrew Bugembe came one time in our training place. Because today I'm talking to men, I want to remind him this. So this guy came in the training place and he said, remember that for you to be a real man, you must be staying in your own home. So if you are still sleeping in somebody's house, especially if, for example, in our place, if you're a boy, you sleep in your father's house. So this is what he told us. He told us, if you are sleeping in somebody else's house, you are not a man yet, you're a big boy. And let me tell you, that thing challenged me. I discovered that I needed to work. So I've been trained. I've gotten people to challenge me to work in the system. So when Andrew challenged me with this challenge, I told myself, I need to develop myself so that I can also start living in my own place. So one of the things that has really helped me is because I've gotten people to challenge myself. And in the process, I've been able to challenge the sleeping giant within us. One of the things that I discovered with men, and because I'm talking to men today, and one of the things, because I'm counseling so many people, I'm interacting with so many men, especially when we are employed. Maybe we are very young. We waste a lot of time. We are just there hanging out. You think that you are still very young. I see some guys that I interact with, even at the age of 30, they still think they are very young. But look at ladies. When ladies are 25, they are already mature, very mature. And actually, and because I am a marriage counselor, I interact with so many people even when they are coming to do their weddings. You discover, even when they are planning the weddings, you ask the boys, the men, they don't know anything. But ask the girls, even when you sit down with a lady, when they are finishing college, they already know what they want to do after college. They know when they want to be married. They know how many kids they want to have. But if you ask the boys, they are still thinking about it. So men, we need to wake up, because we have a very big responsibility. And when I discovered that so many people are looking upon me as a leader, I decided that I'm going to set the bar too high for other people. So right now I'm mentoring so many other men, because I discovered the boy child is endangered. We discover that sometimes it becomes some men just get late because of maybe lack of somebody to mentor them. I remember one time I went to Bondo. And I was doing a presentation in Bondo town. And the hall was full of ladies and men. And of course, most of the time, ladies love our business and they always join. But I saw this young man who was very smart, but he didn't have the money to join. So I sat down with this guy called Moses. Moses Ojuka is already in the call today. I sat down with this Moses and I told myself, I'm going to mentor this guy. So he told me, Mr. David, I don't have money to join. I didn't know him. He was just brought to me. So he told me I don't have money to join the business. I told him, what if today what you have earned, you go and share with other people? I gave him some brochures, and let me tell you, on his way home, I challenged this young man. On his way home, he went and talked to some people, an Angrovate, about the Supergrow that some Kanakulya taught us. He talked about Supergrow and he gave out some brochures. And let me tell you, on that day, he got an order of 2 5-liter Supergrows. Then I told him, because you don't have the money, I'm going to serve the customer, and the profit that you are making, I'm going to assist you to join the business with. And let me tell you, by 1 week, this guy had gotten customers to buy product even before he joined, so that he can join with the profits. I continued challenging him, and I asked him, imagine the Supergrow that we are talking about. If you subdivided the 5-liter into small containers, then you sell to other people. So I told him, for the 5-liter Supergrow, you divide into 60 containers, 60 ml containers. So in 5,000 divided by 60, you get 83 bottles. So this one, I told them to go and sell at 200 shillings. And in the process, if you say 200 times 83, we say 80, it is 16,000. And of course, that time, the Supergrow was costing 5,500 plus the bottles. And this guy was able to make over 10,000 Kenya shillings. And I told him, I just want you to do this. Imagine you are selling 3 every day. 3 every day. In a month, you're able to sell a 10-liter bottle. And let me tell you, this guy became so crazy. Today, he became even more creative than me. He told me that I'm going to employ 10 people and I am going to teach them to do what I'm doing. So in the process, if he is making 10,000, and he told me, because I know most of the Kenyans are paid 6,000 and 7,000, he got a young boys to pay 6,000. So if you are making 10,000 and you have 10 people that you are working with, This guy is making a lot of money. So it is just a matter of changing our mindset. If you're in this call today, you might not be having the money to join. Some people give excuses that they don't have the money. But one thing I've discovered is that no one can stop a made-up mind. If you decide to do this opportunity, nothing can stop you. You just use your creativity. I've seen people who are joining the business with no money. It's not about the money. It's about the ideas, how creative you are, and you're able to move this business in a crazy way. So my encouragement to the guest, if you're a guest here today, or maybe you're a distributor, I want to encourage you that you can start this business very small, just the same way I started. I started working in the army. I made some money, and in 4 years, I was able to resign. Today, I'm no longer working with the army. I'm doing this business full time. Today, I'm able to have freedom of time because I invested in myself. So for the people who are working, maybe for the professionals, because sometimes we tend to have one source of income. I started while I was working in the army. I created time, and in the process, I started building my future. Today, I'm able to do what other people cannot do today because I sacrificed myself. And what excites me is looking at the future. When I look at the future, because I have a very big business today, not only in Kenya, but in different countries, what excites me is that I have children that are going to come and join my business. I teach them the business. And even as I do that, we will be traveling the world together because this is a business with health, wealth, and lifestyle. Maybe we have not been taught about the business, but this is a business you can teach even your children, you mentor them, and you grow together. I saw one guy called Sam Kanakulya is one of the guys who inspires me so much. So we are in Abu Dhabi last year. So Sam Kanakulya is together with the wife. The children are also in Neolife. So they are together in Abu Dhabi as a family. So it tells me that when they're having dinner in their house, they are board of directors. So that is what I'm looking for in my life, that I can teach other people and as I empower my family to do the same. So I'm challenging and I'm encouraging the men in this group. Please let us join the business. Let us grow together. And I want to assure you, if you can sacrifice now, like I sacrificed my time when I was starting in the civil service, I was able to leave because I got another better source of income. It can also happen to you. So thank you very much. God bless you. If I can be able to do it, I still and believe you can do it better than me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bundi. That was fantastic. That was awesome. I believe everybody on the call, we've gotten a lot of value from this. Thank you, Kanakulia. That was a very good session. I've been in the business for more than 20 years, and today I learned quite a bit about Supergrow from you. And that goes to show when you have an agronomist degree, then you definitely know a lot that us laymen don't know. And thank you for that guidance. We are going to put it into practice. And I know in Kenya, we had a blackout, even Bundi had a blackout, and you were still able to make it. So I want to congratulate everybody who made it on the call. I know we had challenges of blackout all over the country, but you still made it. And that shows that you're a leader. Being a leader means that you can lead yourself. You don't take excuses, you make things happen. When you say, I'm going to do something, you do it no matter what. So thank you so much. That is it for us. I'm excited that we've come to the end of this session. For the guests, talk to the person who invited you. He has a form for you, sign it up. I joined without money, just like Bundi. I borrowed the money, I paid a deposit, I got started. I learned one thing a long time in this business. You either make money or you make excuses. You can't do both at the same time. I borrowed the money, I paid the deposit, and I got started. Everything I own today is because one day I borrowed some 9,000 shillings to start this business. So for the guests who are here, fill that form,
pay the money, get started. For the distributors, keep on doing what you have to do. Don't give up. Keep on touching one life. Make one friend at a time. Change one life. There is a Bundi out there. There is a Gichuki out there who is looking for an opportunity to change his life. And to me, what excites me is that this opportunity is for everybody. I mean, I could call myself a hustler because I was earning 10K. Sam Kanakulya is a CEO of a bank, sitting in several boards, corporations, and that kind of thing, and is doing the business. So it cuts across the board. So that is it from us. Thank you so much. We wish you a great night. God bless you all. See you next time.